Hello and welcome back to Create Ideas, the podcast brought to you by Creatica Studios, where we dive into the world of creativity, design, and branding. I'm Shahid, founder and creative lead of an award winning creative agency that helps brands tell their unique stories.
And I am Vicky, co hosting with Shahid. And super excited to talk about one of my favorite topics today, branding in package design.
But hey, before we get into that, we know it's been a while since our last episode, right?
Yeah, it's been like 3 months? But don't worry, we didn't disappear into thin air. Shahid's been busy with some top secret, super exciting projects that we'll dive into another time. Right, Shahid?
Oh, yeah, keeping things mysterious for now, but trust me, it's going to be worth the wait.
Yeah, as for me, I was on a much needed vacation, hanging out in my second home, China, eating dim sum and enjoying some time off. That was a great wall between me and work.
Yeah, that great wall between work and Vicky. I'm sure that felt amazing, right?
Honestly, it really did. But now I'm back, refreshed, and super excited to dive into all things branding. So after this little gap, let's get back to business, shall we? Segment 1. The role of brand identity in packaging.
When you think of iconic packaging, you probably don't even have to see the product name to know what brand it is. Coca-Cola, Apple, these brands are instantly recognizable because they have done a good job maintaining a strong and consistent identity.
Exactly. Packaging is the first point of contact between your brand and your customer. It's more than just a container. It's a way of saying, this is who we are. It gives consumers a glimpse into your brand's personality and values, even before they experience the products inside.
That's why establishing a strong brand identity is so important. It's not just about making your product look nice on the shelf. It's about making your brand memorable. Packaging becomes a tool for storytelling. Every element from your logo to colors tells part of your story and builds that initial connection with your customer.
Totally agree. And when you've nailed down a brand identity that resonates with your audience, it creates that immediate recognition. Your packaging becomes synonymous with your values, and that's where trust starts to build. Segment number 2. Visual language and consistency in design.
Moving forward to our next segment, let's talk about visual language and why consistency is key when it comes to packaging. I always tell clients that your packaging should feel like a part of the same conversation your other brand materials are having. Your website, social media, advertising, and etc. It all needs to tie together visually. Imagine seeing a completely different color palette on your product packaging than what you see online. It creates confusion.
Exactly. Consistency in design is like a handshake that feels familiar. When a customer sees your packaging, they should immediately recognize it as your brand. The visual continuity, using the same font, colors, and graphic elements, helps reinforce that sense of trust and reliability. The design system doesn't stop with the packaging itself. Every little detail matters. From how the product is arranged inside to the external packaging materials, it should all feel cohesive and part of the bigger brand experience.
This is especially important for brands that have multiple products or lines. You want everything to feel connected, like it belongs to the same family. It's that consistency in visual language that really helps your brand stick in people's minds. Segment number 3. Building customers' trust through familiarity. In this segment, let's dive into how packaging helps build trust through familiarity. This is where things really start to click for customers.
Absolutely. It is a huge factor in why consumers gravitate towards certain brands. When they see packaging that they recognize, they already feel a sense of comfort. It's like seeing an old friend. You know what to expect.
Exactly. That's the magic of packaging that maintains brand consistency over time. When someone has a positive experience with your product, that familiarity keeps them coming back. Your packaging acts as a visual reminder that they have had a good experience with your brand before. And on the flip side, inconsistency can lead to distrust. Last segment, wrapping it up. Pun intended.
Thanks, Shahid. Well, that brings us to the end of today's topic. We have covered the importance of brand identity, maintaining visual language, and how packaging consistency can foster trust.
Yes, and there is one takeaway from today's episode is that packaging isn't just about making your product look good. It's about creating recognition, trust, and a lasting connection with your audience.
Thank you so much for joining us. If you're working on your brand's packaging or thinking about a revamp, we'd love to help you create something that not only looks great, but also tells your brand's story.
Until next time, keep creating and keep building those lasting impressions. See you on the next episode of Create Ideas.